Palma. Oh,
Oh, man.
that's unfair, and Palma 7 points in the game.
To Del Cuestes. Delgado makes the shot and knocks it down. Maloria is open. 3-point. Goodness! Face a jumper by Robin Celis. Caballero has tied. He just posterized by
Nagbabalik ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino dito sa Inares Center in Montalban, Rizal. MPBL Season 7 action continues with the second of our 3 games ngayong Huwebes. It's a South Division matchup between the Davao Occidental Tigers and the Basilan Star Horse, Raymart Escobedo. And the rest of the Tigers trying to get back on track as they chase a spot in the play-in first and then maybe the playoffs. Wawi Escosio trying to be the source of strength inside the paint. Sa kabila naman, Alex Cabagnot is fit and ready to lead the Basilan Star Horse as they try to bounce back from that heavy defeat in Lucena City over the weekend. Yan po ang ating laban. Davao Occidental against Basilan. Magandang gabi mga kaliga sa DAF Tupas kasama si Javi Palania and of course magandang gabi din sa mga nanonood sa atin sa ating YouTube channel, and we are live on Solar Sports. Such an important game for both teams, Javi, and nakita natin Arwin Santos is activated, and of course this guy right here, Alex Cabagnot, who is pumped up and ready to lead this Basilan team.
He seems very pumped up. He has a lot of energy in warm-ups. But yes, very important game para sa parehong koponan. Basilan is currently number 8 right now in the South, while Davao, quite surprisingly, at the 13th spot in the Southern Division. So very important game para sa kanila to move up. And also, a win today could be a chance for them to really catch up with teams like Basilan dahil dalawa lang naman ang panalo na angat dito ng Basilan.
Oh, no. So let's bring in our third member of our coverage team, Miss Andrea Indicio. Andrea, kamusta yung dalawang kupunan going into this matchup? Basilan in particular, we covered them in Quezon over the weekend. Ang bigat na pagkatalo nila. Kamusta sila?
Yes, Adelpha. Starting with Basilan, sabi nga ni Coach Rich Alvarez, after that game against Quezon, instant soul-searching daw ang nangyari sa kanila, especially ending that first half with only 23 points and quote-unquote getting beaten up in that ball game. Obviously, marami daw silang kailangang ayusin. Pero ang kailangan daw nilang simulan is bringing back their confidence. Para naman dito sa Davao, kung confidence ang problema sa kabila, sa kanila naman ay stamina daw ang magiging problema with only 10 players rotating for them in this ball game. Talaga naman daw matetest ang pagkakondisyon ng kanilang mga players. Javi?
Thank you so much, Andrea. So, pretty much yung mga observations ko before the start of the game, nakita ko agad, narinig ko agad sa report ni Andrea. I was looking for more players for Davao, and 10 lang pala yung dala nila ngayong gabi, Javi.
I agree. Akala ko there were gonna be players coming out pa rin para sa kanila, but apparently yun na lang talaga. So that's gonna be an uphill climb para sa kanila sa laro na to, and I'm not sure if I see Keith Agovida also today. I don't think he's in uniform, and I think he's going to be one piece that they're going to miss if the Tigers won't have him in action.
Well, silipin natin ang ating team standing. So, Davao trying to avoid losing, and a loss might mean that, didikit ang Cebu sa kanila. No? A win by Basilan will push them further ahead of Muntinlupa. That's a full game ahead of the free-falling Muntinlupa Cagers, and if Davao wins as well, they were tie Imus and Sarangani for the 10th and final play-in spot. So, a big game, but ito namang sa Davao, they do have players there who are capable of stepping up, and one of them is their homegrown star, natong si Jancher Salubre, who had a really strong game in their last game.
Well, he has responded to the call multiple times this season for the Davao Occidental Tigers with a lot of problems in their lineup. A lot of players coming in and out due to injuries and unforeseen circumstances. They've gone to this guy, Janser Salubre. Big 24 points para sa kanya against a very good defensive team like San Juan. That is definitely a big feat for this young man out of Davao.
Well, 24 points, and again, ito si Janser Salubre, he will be needed to produce here in this ball game. Para naman sa ibang players ng Davao, guys like Raymart Escobedo and Wawi Escocio, whom we featured at the top of the coverage. Itong si Escobedo, I have yet to see yung pagbalik talaga ng fully ng laro nito ni Raymart after taking that short break from the team.
I agree. He had a very explosive start to this season. A big reason why he has been given a lot more playing time as the season progressed. But against San Juan, at least you're seeing very hopeful numbers coming from Raymart. That's a big 21 points. Galing sa kanya on 5 out of 10 shooting from the outside, 8 out of 19 in total. Ito si Wawi Escocio. He's in much better shape this season. It's no surprise that he's been able to post up these kinds of numbers, and we're seeing more from him. And especially now that Davao needs as much wins as they can get as we wind down the season, it's high time for these guys to continue to keep producing.
No, for the Basilan Star Horse, and in their last game against the Quezon Huskers, and it was, as you mentioned, a heavy defeat para sa kanila, but itong si Gab Dagangon really didn't mind the score. He just kept on playing and you know, started scoring at a regular basis and a regular rate in that ball game. He had 10 points, particularly in the second half, where he finished with 8.
Well, he was the only guy in double figures sa laro na yan. But again, that's one of the few positive things that Basilan could get galing sa laro na yun. And I'm sure Coach Rich Alvarez, even with that kind of loss, he wants to build up on that confidence of Gab Dagangon in this important game against Davao.
And talking about important games, these three guys have played several important games. I mean, a lot of important games over the course of their careers. Eman Calo, Jervy Cruz, and Alex Cabagnot, all of them struggled against the Huskers, and you expect a bounce-back performance from them tonight.
Well, Quezon showed very unforgiving defense in that game, and it really was not a good night para sa tatlong to. They were forced into positions where they weren't very comfortable in, and that forced them to take a lot of bad shots. Kaya ang baba rin ng porsyento nila sa laro na to against Quezon. And they hope to find the stroke early, especially here against Davao.
So we're just about ready for tip-off here. The Davao Occidental Tigers take on the Basilan Star Horse in this crucial South Division encounter. Let's go to Richard Tampos for the starters.
Pacquiao's MPBL Season 7. Let's make way the starting lineups. Beginning with the MPBL Season 3 champions, Davao Occidental Tigers, Coco Life. At forward number 48, Justin Alano. Also at forward number 30, Jansher Salubre. Shooting guard number 29, Jeff Comia. At guard number 5, Raymart Escobedo. At center number 6, Wawi Escocio. The head coaches, Arvin Bonleon. Assistant coaches, Ronald Bagtulis, Pancho Alfonso, Nonoy Bonleon, Anthony Brudet, Amboy Agoroy, and Peter Santa Maria. Here's for Basilan Star Horse. Playing center number 1, James Tempra. At guard number 3, Raymar Kaduyak. Forward number 8, Sherwin Concepcion. Also at forward number 11, Gab Dagangon. At guard number 19, the poker, Eman Calo. Their head coach is Rich Alvarez. His assistants are Melo Navarro, Rob Labagala, Arnel Siop, Chelito Caro, and Dan Rose. Team manager Bernard Young. Rare Breeze for this ball game, our crew chief Michael Kinay.
Starting 5 is brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Escobedo, Comia, Escocio, Salubre, and Alano para sa Davao. Basilan has Calo, Kaduyak, Tempra, Dagangon, and Sherwin Concepcion in the starting lineup. Our officials are Mike Kinay, Maynard Centeno, Heli Damicog, and the fourth man is MLJ Carase. This is a big game for both teams. We can look back on this game kung at the end of the season, lalo na pag nakapasok or hindi pumasok ang isa dito sa kanila sa ating next phase ng ating torneo.
Especially because, these two teams heading into this season are very highly touted squads. Squads that we hope would really have a relatively easier time than what they're having right now of making the postseason.
3-0 is the count. Escobedo from way downtown. Alano with a big rebound. He misses. Rebound is Sherwin Concepcion.
Alana's gonna have to make sure he paces himself in this game together with Wawi Escoso because they don't really have a lot of players to get them subbed off this court.
Intis ang tres ni Sherwin. Rebound ni Raymark Escobedo. Escoso against Sherwin Concepcion. Wawi, the turnaround, too strong. Justin, inside. Justin Nalano.
Well, he's buckling down to work early.
Ganda ng demeanor at lakad nito si Justin Nalano.
Getting that offensive rebound, beating James Tempra to the basketball and getting that pretty reverse to go.
He completes the three-point play. Doble kayod. Ito si Justin Nalano without Keith Agovida.
Baka nga triple kayod pa.
Harold Arboleda is also there.
But he's not suited up.
Yes. Fight for the rebound. Nakuha ni Tempra. Calo. Goes inside to Tempra. The drop pass. Dagangon is hugged by Escoso.
That's the ball movement that we did not see a lot from Basilan in that game against Quezon. Quezon went to work early, their defensive pressure, really not allowing Basilan to move the ball as comfortably as they're used to.
Well, there were several instances, Javi, nung game na yun, which we covered, na pagbaba ng Basilan, parang natitira sa kanila, 11 seconds, 12
Yes.
seconds. They can't seem to get into their offense agad-agad, Ganda ng ball pressure sa kanila.
Yeah, there was a lot of shot clock situations, late shot clock situations because of that, and that forced them into a lot of tough looks.
Alano to Salubre, Janser. Hindi sa kanyang tres. I like the confidence being shown by Coach Arvin on Janser. And of course, Janser, yung ganyang pagresponde sa binibigay sa kanyang oras at tiwala dito.
And I think he also forms a good combination with Wawi Escoso in the backcourt. Two young guns playing with a chip on their shoulders. Escobedo, sorry.
Parang may gustong patunayan itong dalawang players na to. Coach Arvin Bonleon there handled the San Sebastian Stags. Eman Calo got the step on Salubre. Iniwasan ng depensa pareho pero nakuha ni Sherwin Concepcion ng loose ball and he scores plus the foul.
That's a tough look there by Eman Calo, but Sherwin Concepcion able to get the rebound against two white shirts inside the shaded area.
Binawian niya itong si Justin Alano. Unable to complete the three-point play.
And Concepcion's playing the fourth spot here to begin this game. Did not start against the Huskers. Played close to 11 minutes sa laro na yun. But Coach Rich Alvarez sa laro na to, giving him an opportunity to get going early.
Ocomia, what a move. Hindi na natapos. Kaduya quickly to Calo. Eman Calo is fouled by Chancellor Salubre. Ganda ng takbo dito ni Eman Calo. Ganda, They really also making a conscious effort to push the basketball every time they have the ball.
Because that is where they are at their best.
I'd like to thank LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL.
we've noticed it, Sidel, in many other losses this season, that when Basilan isn't able to push the basketball and move the ball as quickly as they're used to, talaga nahihirapan silang pumuntos. If that ball stays in the hands of one guy, with 5 seconds already off of the shot clock, that brings down a lot of their opportunity to score the rock.
Turnover here for Davao. Offensive foul.
I mean, they do have the talent individually to be able to break down defenses, as we see this previous play where Alano was called for the offensive foul using that offhand to ward off Sherwin Concepcion. He's going to have to be careful with his fouls in this game.
Dagangon steps into this three-pointer and he knocks it down.
See, that's where they're really deadly, with guys stepping into shots kung saan titira na lang talaga sila. Imbis na magkikreate pa sila, magsasayang pa sila ng oras, that gives the defense a lot of time to try and anticipate what they're gonna do. But if they're moving that ball, this now gives the defense the decision of who to pick. What poison are they gonna pick? They're gonna have to choose their poison because of the talent that Basilan has.
Three-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Dagangon hits the three. There's a nice little Perps reunion here with Gab Dagangon, Justin Alano, and Harold Arboleda. Kulang na lang si Scotty Thompson and Jong Baloria.
Tama ka dyan. That was quite the squad.
12-4. Basilan ahead. 4 minutes gone by in the first period. Eman Calo, Salubre. There was contact on the shot by Eman Calo. Pangalawa na yan ng Jan Salubre.
Took 2 fouls here in the first quarter para kay Janser Salubre, and that just signals Coach Arvin Bonleon to get Tricky Peromingan plucked from the bench.
And Boss Bernard Yang of Basilan, 13-4.
Isa yan si Boss B sa mga kingmaker in Philippine basketball.
The record speaks for itself para kay Boss Bernard Yang, but Basilan, early goings ng ating laro, lamang ng 10 against Davao. This was the result last Saturday. A game to forget for Basilan, 91-54. Demolition for the Quezon Huskers ang natamo nila doon sa Lucena. And diretso agad, soul searching. Mahaba-haba ang biyahe pa uwi. At marami for sure pinag-usapan at pinagdiskusyonan internally and individually. Lalo na sa resulta na yon.
Yeah, because this is a very important time in their season to be able to try and make a final push for it. They set up this team with a lot of aspirations to be a good team heading into the playoffs, but they've seen a lot of struggles along the way. But I'm sure they've also learned a lot of lessons with each other, and these shared experiences will definitely help them as they try to make a push for the playoffs.
And Jeff Comia at the line. 11 points and 5 rebounds per game this season.
One of the more consistent performers for Davao this year to si Jeff Comia. One of the more forceful slashers here in this league. Very tough to stop coming downhill.
One of the craftiest finishers as well.
You're right.
Misses the second. 14-5 is the score. Piromingan, Escobedo, Comia, Bondeon, and then Escocio. Taken away by Comia on the double team. Jeff lays it in.
Caduyak tried his best to give chase, but Comia was just too quick.
Concepcion, bigay kay Calo. Eman, banks it in. Out. Hindi pumasok.
Oh, he was already getting ready to celebrate. Unfortunately, naluwa nga yung kanyang basket.
Fast break of the game is brought to you by Extreme X Pop Personal Karaoke Speaker. Everyday karaoke.
And Carlos spun himself into that trap, and Comia stripped that basketball away from him, making a good run for it on the other side.
Carlo knocks down the first free throw. Arwin Santos is in the game para sa Basilan. Two for two for Eman. And Basilan immediately establishing this 9-point advantage against the Tigers. Escocio, binabantayan ni Tempra. Lost the ball. Caduyak. Travel.
Now he took one extra step there. He got himself into trouble trying to split the defense.
Coach Rich Alvarez there. His team 10-11 ang kanilang record. 8-13 naman para sa Davao.